All right, we got ourselves a new DeFi Kingdom video, and this one is a doozy. That's right, this one is not your typical, here are my thoughts on doing basic stuff. In this video, I'm gonna drop some smoking hot alpha on y'all, because I have not seen this anywhere in Discord, anywhere on YouTube videos, or anywhere in articles, nowhere. So I'm sure other people have discovered it, and it's not, when I say hack, I don't think it's cheating. I think they've designed it unintentionally this way, but I have found a way to increase my stamina output 25%. And by that, I mean I get 25% extra joule in my gardening and my mining quests utilizing stamina in a strategic way. So if you are interested in doing better and getting an advantage on everyone, then continue to watch this video. I'm gonna, I know you have a limited attention span. You're probably on like 6 different windows. You're like, hurry the fuck up, get to the point. You look, I'm impatient, I'm ADD, I understand. So I'm gonna tell you the information that you need to know. And then if you wanna kinda hear my thoughts on DeFi Kingdoms in general right now and the current state of what's been happening, I'll tell you that after the hot, sticky alpha that I'm gonna drop right now, okay? Just kidding. First, you have to like and subscribe below, because what I'm about to tell you is going to cost me money. So I'm doing it for a reason. I'm not Mona Lisa, Mother Teresa, although I'm doing this for some future equity. So we're going to have a deal here. I'm going to drop sticky alpha on your face, and you're going to like and subscribe, and then that's what we're just scratching backs, okay? You know, scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. All right. Okay, so if you are experienced with the game, you will know how stamina works on a basic level. If you're not, I'll quickly run over how stamina works. Every single hero has a stamina bar that you can see as the second item here. And it starts at about 25 units, and then you can level up to increase your stamina slowly. It takes exactly 20 minutes to recover 1 tick of stamina after you've exerted it. And so it would take 26 times 20 to fully recover an empty stamina bar. Also, if you're questing as a gardener or a miner, it will take you 1 tick of stamina will take 10 minutes. So there is a ratio of 1 unit of stamina 1 unit of stamina recovered for every 2 units of stamina spent. Okay? So how I figured it worked at the start, or what was the easiest way to do it, was, let's just go into mining here, is to start a quest, and I can't really show you exactly how it works because I'm already in the process of mining, but let's imagine that this stamina was fully full at 26 of 26 here. I would select my lead miner and I would queue him up and I would run him until he was exhausted, thinking I had to exert all my stamina to complete my quest, thinking that if you stopped it early there might be some kind of penalty. However, I have read nowhere, and I've talked in Discords, I've tried to figure out if everything they've show you about how stamina works is accurate, and nowhere have I read that there's any benefit to continuing the quest for its entirety, and there's no penalty for stopping it early. So there's a very, very key difference between running your stamina entirely and stopping it early. And why stopping it early is advantageous is, drumroll, you recover stamina that you've lost outside of the quest while you're questing. However, you do not recover stamina that you've spent in the current quest while you're questing. Okay? So you recover stamina that you've lost outside of the current quest while you're questing, but you do not recover stamina that you've lost in the current quest while you're questing. So why is that important? It's important because if you stop your quest early, you are able to ensure that you are recovering stamina all the time for your hero. And there's no stamina recovery that's faster than any other. All it matters is if you're recovering stamina or you're not. So the way I used to do it, which was run a hero from 25 to 0 stamina and recover, you would be running stamina for the first 25 units, and then you'd be recovering stamina for the next 50. So there'd be a 75 unit quest cycle, and you're recovering stamina for 50 of the 75. If you stop it early, so you make sure your stamina never gets above 17, you're able to recover stamina for 75 of that 75 block, and you are able to quest 25% or so faster. It's that simple. However, there are some intricate details that makes stopping and starting quests a little bit less efficient than just completely running them. And I'm going to explain how to know when you stop your questing and when you make sense to keep running it. To see how this works, we're going to go to the documentation, my favorite place in the whole game. Not true, but the gardening docs tells you the formula of how the earn rate works, and also tells you this fun little relevant part down here called the level 0 item drop rates. And why this is relevant is because it tells you how stamina works in relation to item drops. Kind of. It says spider fruit drops 6% of the time every 5 stamina spent. What I'm implying and I'm inferring from that statement is that within a given quest, every 5 stamina spent, you have approximately 6% chance of getting a spider fruit. It's possible that the per 5 stamina spent is assigned to the character across multiple quests. So say you finish a quest in 3 blocks, and then you finish another quest in 2 blocks, you've accrued 5 stamina in total for your character, and therefore across that 5 stamina spent on those 2 quests, you get 6%. But I don't think that's very likely, based on some of the qualities of how the game works that I'm just assuming, basically. So it's not 100% that it works like that, but it's likely. So assuming it does look like that, we want to try to stagger our stamina exhaustion in our quests in units that are similar to these drop rates. So you see, if you can see here, the spider fruit, milkweed, blue stem, all take 5 stamina spent to have a chance of dropping them, and the green egg takes 10. So for gardening, I like to do it in blocks of 10. Because that way you have a chance of getting all these items. There's no way to get those items more frequently if you do it more or less than 10. Plus, if you do it in blocks of 10 instead of 25, you don't waste any stamina towards the green egg. So the green egg, if you ran it an entire quest, the 5 blocks at the end wouldn't go towards your green egg. And leveling up your hero's gardening stat is really important, as well as your EXP. And the more you get these items, the more your EXP and gardening stat increases. I read that somewhere on the Discord from a dev, so I'm confident that's true, even though you can't find that in the docs. For jewel mining, it's even more pronounced because of this bad boy here. Additionally, for every 15 stamina spent by the lead miner, there's a 10% chance to receive bonus jewel. And that means that, the maximum bonus is 10 jewel. So, if there's a 10% chance of receiving 10 jewel every time you quest, that means you get 1 jewel on average extra per quest. But it's done in 15 unit blocks. So if you did it in a 25 block quest, which would be the full stamina usage, 10 of that 25 stamina would not go towards jackpot. And the expected value of a given quest is about, I get like 1 point something jewel for all 25 exerted. So an extra jewel on average from the jackpot on 15 unit blocks means there's almost a double rate increase for when you're jackpot hunting than when you're not. So doing it in blocks of 15 is a huge deal for miners. And I have confirmed that I can get the jackpot with only doing partial stamina exertion. If you look down at the items, you have Shiva's Rune and Guy's Tear, also in 5 stamina blocks, which lines up nicely to that 15. And a yellow egg, which is 10 stamina spent, so 15 doesn't work perfectly for that, but it's a 0.02% chance drop anyway, so the jackpot totally dwarfs the value of the yellow egg, so that's nothing to be concerned about. So I would run my gardeners in blocks of 10, and I would run my miners in blocks of 15. As long as you're under 17 stamina, you'll always be increasing stamina. The downside of doing it in blocks of 10 for gardening and blocks of 15 for mining is that it's kind of hard to get it exactly. Unless you're around your computer all day long, and I don't know about you, as groundbreaking and revolutionary as DeFi Kingdoms is, and yes, I think about it every single waking second. I would like to think in 5 months, I'm not just only playing DeFi Kingdoms 24 hours a day. And if you are not timing the reward blocks exactly, you're going to get a bit of a bleed off. And by that, I mean, let's look down here to show you what I'm talking about. So right now, there's an hour and 43 minutes remaining. And at every 10-minute interval, a reward block is going to be complete. So right now I am approximately 7 minutes into the block and I have 11 reward blocks completed. So if I stop now, I would lose 7 minutes towards my 12th block, and one of these 11 blocks will contribute to no items. And it's very easy if you're living life to not time this perfectly and waste reward blocks that don't contribute to items and stop in the middle here. And as you know, we've had some network issues with DeFi Kingdoms, like very frustrating, and sometimes transactions take a little while. So you're gonna lose some time inefficiently doing it this way versus just running your stamina through. That's why I say this is like a 20% hack instead of a 25% hack, because all that additional overhead takes about, let's just say 5% out of your profit if you're like not a robot. And I personally don't use any bots because I'm using a hardware wallet for safety, and I don't think bots can really get around that. Could be wrong, but yeah, so I still think it's worth doing because it's a 20% output is a pretty considerable amount of Joule. But I'm okay, so if I'm busy, I don't mind running the stamina all the way through. For gardening, I tend to do it in blocks of 20 actually, or 15, not 10, because doing it every 10 is just, it's a lot of transactions. Now, there's also the transaction fees to take into consideration because they've increased the gas cost of one. So if you're doing it in units of 10 versus 20, you're paying extra gas that are actually maybe relevant depending on the size of your garden. You may be wondering how I found this. Pure luck, running lots of quests, having to stop it early, paying attention. Am I 100% sure that this increases your output on Joule? Yes. I have done this enough, I've run enough experiments to prove that you can recover stamina that you've lost outside of a quest while you're questing, and I compared the Joule output of a hero that did that versus a hero that didn't do that. And I did that for a little while. Joule output is consistent every quest, so that was how I confirmed that I wasn't just getting lucky or there wasn't just variance. This is how it works. This is how it's programmed. I've been doing this for a week. I am 100% sure that as of today, this works. However, what I'm not sure about is if there's any sort of additional EXP or item bonus for running a quest entirely through. There's too much variance and too much luck involved with how much your garden skill improves or how much EXP you gain or the items that you get to be able to just figure out from a few times of quests. You have to run hundreds of samples to compare the two possibilities. Nobody in Discord from the developer side are answering me when it comes to if you get any sort of benefit on that front from running a quest all the way through. I would just sort of intuitively expect you do, but I've seen no evidence for that to be the case. So hopefully you hadn't heard of the stamina hack before, and you're gonna get in there in the gardens and the mines and start generating some extra jewel, which is what we're all here for. If you hadn't, I think you owe it to the world, to yourself, and to me to give me a like and subscribe down below on my YouTube channel. And if you want to be a real bro or gal, what's like the gal bro? A gal bro? If you're probably like one girl's watching this, but if you are, thank you. Subscribe to my Twitter at Heisenberg with a 3 instead of an E at the end on my Twitter. I'm hoping to build a little bit of a following there so I can get some validation and pats on the back when I have a benign opinion about something that really has no influence on anything. But it does make me feel good, and all constructive feedback is appreciated. I want to know if you want me to keep making these, if I should take that alpha that I dropped on y'all today, and if it happens in the future, should I hoard it to myself, like in a corner, like Schmeagle, kind of protecting my little cute strategy that I thought of, or if I share it with you, my followers. And that is my timer to get my gardening on. So I'm gonna go do that. Have a good day and get money.